I know we're live. It's happening.
Alright, we should definitely go absolute silent. Absolutely no fun games.
What?
We really need to make profile images for Helios and Dwyro.
I agree, but look, I'm tired.
Also, I'm not getting any sound from the Twitch stream. Oh, hang on, it just came on.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad we have sound.
Pretty sure the first 20 seconds didn't have sound, but now there seems to be sound coming through.
Excellent. I am nailing this.
Actually, now I'm questioning it because I can see myself talk, but I don't hear anything. I can hear you, but not anyone else.
I can also hear Isabel through you, FYI.
What about that one? If I'm messing around with the sound now.
Mine still hasn't reloaded.
Well, you should be doing the things.
But then, you know,
All
if
the sound,
Helios and
all-
Dwyro have icons, then so does the GM.
GM needs an icon.
I don't need an icon.
I mean, you could just put the roll for dopamine icon as your icon.
I will also say, and it's stroking the ego, it is a lot of fun to make a miniature of yourself as DM. And then make that miniature huge. So he is god of the world.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I'd just rather be not. Basically, I'd just rather be not.
I mean, I've got...
Be just a heavy metal dice. Not...
In my Lego D&D set, I've got a Lego minifig of Tasha I can send you a good photo of if you want to make that your...
Ooh, maybe. So
or
are we
the
still...
metal dice.
Pain.
So are we still having sound issues for hearing you guys?
Let me back that.
Pain.
We still having sound issues for hearing you guys?
It's not coming through cleanly.
Well, we need to keep talking so we get a much better indication of how our sound is going.
Excellent idea. Do you want to run everyone up on where we're up to in the campaign while I listen?
Of course. So,
Excellent idea. Do you want to run everyone?
Leonardo
I think that's coming through mine when I stream it, isn't it?
Yep.
Bugger.
What's Leonardo doing? Leonardo was having a good time with his friends at the circus, and then we were asked by Dr. Cassie in a purple hooded robe and the author of a letter to Mira, the mother of Claude and Mira Ibar. Things happened, people died. No one died. Well, actually, people did die, but then the DM said, no, no, no! And we're back. Back alive. Everyone's safe and sound. And we had a week away traveling in the circus. And we actually did a whole bunch of stuff in that time, didn't we?
Well, you.
I feel like
Yes.
you were trying to move the story along, and we were definitely like, no, let's go back. I wanted to make some money while at my circus job.
Yeah, I think
And
we're
you
coming
did.
through. Just FYI.
Hell
Awesome.
yeah! I mean, I'm coming through. I feel like
When you can hear your repeats.
Matt and
to-
Nobel are coming through.
Yeah,
it's because I just keep chatting a lot. Absolutely yapper.
We're,
you're just a gas
I think
bagger.
we're okay.
What? Why are we okay? I would like to be great. Excuse me.
Yes, we are fantastic. We are Roll for Dopamine. We are live. Everybody, welcome to the stream.
We're definitely not having sound issues. Morgan, have you talked at all this time?
Put the W's in the chat.
I have spoken now.
Excellent.
Hey!
Yeah. Just wanted to check, given that we were going through audio drama after audio drama. We're Roll for Dopamine. We're here without Helios again. You can see the big away block in her name.
First thing for traveling.
Yes, how dare she?
Instead of a way, you should just put roll in nat 1.
Technical difficult rolled in that one on technology. Cool. So, some of the people are here. Before we get started, Pat, did you want to give a shout out to your podcast that you're doing?
We don't have to keep shouting it out, but it's the
I want to.
Finally Press Record podcast. We now officially have 3 random people listening from America and 3 random people listening from Germany, and I fear for their sanity.
Just looking for something different, that's what it is. Wombat, do you have any projects you want to shout out before we get started?
Nothing, I think, right now. It's either NDA or way too early.
Ooh, he's cooking. He's cooking.
Gotta let him cook. Matt, any projects you want to shout out?
No.
How's he at what?
I'm actually doing this really cool thing. I'm doing Roll for Dopamine with my sister. It's just kind of underground D&D kind of thing. We're just trying it out. You can go subscribe to it on Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yeah, which you found
Which
out
he
about
just found out
week.
last week.
Exactly. It's really new, guys. We
You gotta
haven't
do
been
that
doing this for a year
clickbaity
yet.
thing where you're like, we just found out that 60% of the people watching aren't following, so click that follow button.
Hey, you! I know what your name is, and you should definitely subscribe, because I
Yeah.
said your name.
You
Yeah.
know what?
And I know
I
who you
think
are.
it's not going to work unless you say it in character.
Leonardo Trindenwald would like you to subscribe. He has no idea what this means, but he will say it anyway, because he's being paid a handsome amount of gold.
Does he get 1 gold coin for that?
I was gonna give him 2, yeah.
Let me put it in my inventory.
Morgan, anything you want to shout out? Any projects you're involved in?
Oh, good.
But you can get 2 gold pieces!
You've
That's
already
telling people to subscribe.
you've covered the project that I would shout out, Matt. So I would just, reinforce that subscribing is essential. It's crucial. It's part of the experience.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who watched us play Among Us last week and then never joined us again. So you should
No,
come
they'll
back
come
and
back.
hang out with us. We're really cool, I promise.
And the D&D is more fun. Like, Among Us is great, but our D&D is fucking good.
Sometimes we're quite funny.
Not to sit down horns.
Okay, sometimes you guys are quite funny.
You're also quite funny.
No, lies. I'm only sensible and serious in this role.
I have Instagram posts that prove otherwise.
Until
Surely
you're
not.
playing a Bogan character.
It's fine. So, we are going to move promptly along from that and talk about where we are inserting this little adventure. With Helios being away on business for Dad, the
Ooh.
rest of the crew is doing their tasks in the circus. You're not quite making it to the River Styx project as of yet. We're going to rewind just a fraction. to an interim destination. You've got 3 nights worth of shows in this interim location. It's really the middle of nowhere. There is not a lot going on. You are here to kind of add a little bit more flair to the local festival that's happening. They're trying to get more interest and more engagement at the temple nearby. That temple had a really impressive rock collection. Like a really impressive rock
Can I
collection.
interject for a sec?
Certainly.
Just upgrading my used envelope for a Bulbasaur post-it note. Does this indescript middle of nowhere location have a name?
Hazelwood.
It could be Hazelwood.
I was really thinking of a good, like, something wood, and then Hazelwood came to my mind, and I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. Why does that sound familiar? Okay. Alright, it works.
Has the circus been where we are before? And do I know about this temple?
The circus has not been here before. This is an interim destination that you guys have not been to before. Your parents were sent a letter being like, hey, we'd like to engage the circus. We're having a celebration. We're trying to get more engagement at the temple from the local community, and we think doing a big shebang will be the way to go. The note was like, we'll engage the circus for 3 nights or 4 days, 3 nights, 4 days worth of work. Just like set up, have some big celebrations, and pack down and keep going. It's kind of en route, like they have seen the circus kind of trundle past before. You guys have bought supplies in the town, but you haven't like set up much. So
Yeah,
you're
right.
a little bit aware that there was a temple, there is a temple here, that there's a small town here, and you're not really engaged with Hazelwood before.
What kind of temple is it? What does it? Is it just a shrine to all gods, or is it a particular?
I am just going to double check.
I don't know that we've explored a pantheon yet, if there is one.
Well, I mean, my patron's gonna have to come from somewhere.
Indubitably.
I mean, the underworld is great.
Yeah, why not Helios and Luna's dad?
Turns out Claude's actually a demon. Oh no, a devil. I would say devil. He's more of a devil.
So look, I didn't build an entire pantheon for this world, and I was just trying to Google something. There's nothing particularly fun. Who would you say that the god of masonry would be?
Ooh, we can. It's improv right now, right here. Here we go, guys. What are we thinking? All right, obviously masonry.
Masonry and maybe mining.
I would say it's also a god of the dwarves, just in terms of regular lore. That's usually how it goes.
Yep,
Do we have
that follows.
Any names, guys?
Daruk.
Well, if it's a god of masonry or like mining, you could go with the name of a mineral. Be like jasper or amethyst or.
I like Jasper because it's not too on the nose.
Mm.
It's a little more subtle.
Jasper is a rock.
Yes.
See?
Well,
it's not so on the nose.
So if we really cared, Doom
Okay, that's like a rock.
is the real god of masonry and mining?
I will say the name Jasper also means the Lord of Treasure.
All right, Jasper.
I'd say it's solid.
Jasper, the god of mining in our new world.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
So the god of mining and masonry. This town, Hazelwood, is not too far away from a mine.
Funny that.
A sandstone mine.
I suddenly lost interest.
Not the type of stones I was after.
What stone would you be after?
Anything pretty. Sandstone isn't exactly. Yeah, that could work.
It's still a stone. It's still like a nice looking stone,
Okay.
and you could still have like flecks of
Yeah.
something cool in it.
I would
Can
still
I-
enjoy that.
Can I just throw this out there as well? Polished sandstone?
Nah.
I'm gonna Google polished sandstone now. Sand.
Do you know enough about stone to be the character that you're playing at the moment?
No, I definitely don't.
Oh, I was gonna. I thought you were talking, telling that to Pat because isn't he playing a a rock gnome?
I think Luna is a bit more lazy in her enthusiasm. She's not looking at what are the names of different types. She's just seeing stuff
it
and being
witty?
like,
Looking at rocks.
awesome. Also, polished sandstone is nice, but I think marble is a better choice.
Just for the record, too, Pipwick is a forest gnome.
Oh,
No. I just
Okay.
carry rocks as spell components, and like now I carry more rocks because they make shit happen.
Worth their weight in gold.
He's a motivator, this man.
mm. Hell yeah.
Cool. So, in Hazelwood, the town next to the marble mine.
Okay, we can call it something different. I feel like you're not really appreciating Hazelwood here.
Okay,
No.
Marblewood.
Marblewood sounds cool actually. It's
Marble.
I assume that it's like on the edge of a forest near almost a cliff face.
I will say Marblewood screams a dwarven name for a forest that's right next to a marble mine.
Yeah.
They're not that creative. They know what they want. They want marble. They want wood.
Yes.
Marblewood.
Yeah.
Build the
So-
town with the wood, then mine the marble.
Is
The-
this a dwarven town?
It would seem so. It would
mean-
seem a town that was largely consisting of dwarves.
It could be an ancient town.
It is a town that is currently crumbling, so it's not yet ancient, but may be shortly.
Yeah. I'm just saying that it could just be like one of those towns that just like lasts forever, but you can't get rid of them.
Just
like- It's like Melbourne.
referencing an old character for the more vertical of the group. Are they gonna have to make dexterity checks whenever they walk through a doorway?
Mayhap indeed. We will have to find some doorways, won't we? But
This whole town, the roofs, I can see over them. What is going on?
For some reason, Pipwick is so excited.
So the town is probably on the decline. The marble mine not turning out as much stuff, not as many stone carving experts, and therefore the temple is in decline. So part of a big push to kind of get the community around involved and money kind of moving through this town again is they've engaged the circus for a couple of days during this festival period.
Yes, I feel great about scamming people out of money on the decisions.
Let's think of that.
Yep, let's just change this alignment really quick.
Cool. So, with this information in front of you, you and your mother, Luna, spent some time wandering through the town during the setup, trying to get a sense of what is happening there, what acts that they could put on, because your parents are kind of doing this as a charity thing. They normally get bigger bucks and more money here, but there was an opportunity to stop and do something nice, and you always want a positive image if you're pursuing alternative means in the background. Particularly if they can set up a new bit of a road, possibly a pathway, other businesses to engage in the area if they're still producing anything out of this mine. So Helios and your dad are off doing deals, and you and your mother are taking a turn about the town before encountering this incredible temple in front of you. The temple is entirely made out of marble. It's in kind of immaculate condition. This is its big time, big day, so they have put on the works. all the different kind of tones within the marble are sparkling and shining. Some of it seems to have these seams of gold that move through it. And so you walk up these steps to a large number of like pillars across the front before walking through a secondary set of like archway doors. These doors wooden, but all of the rest of it's stone. And you can see that the doors are huge pieces of these incredibly detailed wrought iron work over the top of the wood paneling before opening up into the huge floor with this incredibly detailed sculpture at the far end. And all scattered along the floor in the pathway into the lead up of this deity are different stones, different types of stone, different cuts, and the closer you get to the statue at the front, the more shaped and more polished and more like treated and carved they are as they're embedded in the walkway on the way up. Your mother, knowing you, gives you a firm look. Darling, hands to ourselves for this particular adventure. We might have need of these people later for some assistance. So, cool, calm, and collected, we will prevail. As you're like vibrating next to her.
I'm like virtually bouncing off the walls, and the only way I can actually maintain and keep my hands to myself is like I just grab her hand and I start pulling her around like I'm a puppy on a leash, so I can look at everything but not be able to grab it.
Yeah.
Can Pipwick pull one of the fuzzy creatures out of the bag of holding and set it to follow her when he sees them going off together into the town?
Yes, you may.
Fuzzy creatures, what the?
Would you like to make a stealth check for this creature to follow?
Do you want me to do my stealth, or do you want me to look up a stat block for it?
Look, I will need a stat block for your creature, but I'll give you a second for that. As you were effectively vibrating from stone to stone type in this kind of pathway, one of the acolytes there, probably the lead acolyte, notices your just enthusiasm for stone. And he comes up to you and goes, you're a big fan then of the god of the stonework and his handiwork in front of you. Big fan of Jasper, are you?
Huge fan. I've never been here before. It's amazing. Everything here is beautiful. I love this temple. I love these stones. I love gemstones and all like cool rocks. Okay, everything is included. Anything that looks cool, but these are exceptional. Did you make these?
I was not a part of the construction of this temple, no. But what we do produce little items for our acolytes and attendees to take back with them. And in fact, if you're interested, would you like this? And he has in his hand this like small version of the statue in front of you, carved out of this beautiful marble as well, with this kind of like split running through it of this incredibly like dark black stone through the middle of it.
It's another Eldritch Horror, isn't it? God dang it, not another one.
That is so incredibly kind and generous. Thank you so much. It is so beautiful, and I'm like trying not to shake with excitement as I take it and I look at it and I'm like, Mom, look, it's so beautiful.
Yes, it is, darling, but we're not going to drop it or take anything else while we're here, right?
No, definitely not.
Not
and
at
I'm just
all.
like holding it and just looking at it, being like, oh my God, and pointing things out about it that I think are really cool.
The creature rolled an 18 on its stealth check.
Excellent. So, yeah, your friend manages to make its way through this. It's not a particularly large town anymore. The outer buildings are in disrepair. But towards the center of the town, it gets a little bit more difficult. But Not entirely so. Not entirely limited are they in their movement to get to Lunar and keep an eye on her. They are a little bit challenged once they reach the temple itself, but a more aerial approach is required, going up and around the back before coming in from a higher vantage point. Luna, as you are kind of like buzzing about and you've got this statue in hand, you see right at the foot of this sculpted stone, like standing on like a pile of stones effectively in front of him, you see this dark black, incredibly polished, multifaceted gem inside that as you kind of like move past and the light catches it, you see it has all these like tints of purple and red and like some gold specks inside of it as you kind of like bend around. But if you're not like looking at it, or if it's not catching the light, it just looks like it's black, standing there, so kind of patiently waiting for the light to hit it.
Yeah, like obsidian or like onyx or something like that.
Could be any of those things.
A rock expert could probably tell us.
Mom, Mom, did you see that one? Look at that one, the black one in the statue. It's incredible.
Yes, darling, it's a rock.
No, look at it properly. It's so beautiful.
You can tell that like
shiny.
So Luna needed to get out, and your mum was like, "All right, fine, I'll supervise." God damn.
It's
No
more
one
than
else
just-
she trusts in a town full of rocks to do it.
It's more than just shiny, Mom. Look at the colors. Look at the way that it reflects, and it looks black, right? Sometimes, but then when the light hits it just right, it's like purple, and it's like lining up from the inside. So, can you look at it properly, please?
Yes. It even seems to contain a little bit of red in there, doesn't it, darling?
Yes. Thank you. That means a lot. Okay. How open is this temple? Like, what times of the day is it open? I'm definitely going to come back here later.
Are you asking the acolyte or your mother?
The acolyte.
We're open most of the time during the day. We are a little bit short-staffed, as you can probably tell, if it's just me on the floor today. But we try and keep the temple open as much as possible. But when I have to eat or sleep, I have to lock it up again.
Okay, thank you.
Is it
I'm
a
definitely going to be back. Oh, sorry.
Is it a particularly busy temple?
No, it does not seem so. Although there is starting to be some kind of like, as the festival stuff is getting set up, as the circus is getting set up, it does seem that there's a little bit more engagement, at least with the temple. More people are walking past and having a look, and he's like seems to be fully prepared for like more people to come soon-ish. Maybe not today, but over the next couple of days.
Right, and then just thinking about layout-wise, is it kind of like a cathedral where it's like a big hall with some like I'm thinking like small alcoves on the side where the rocks were, and then a big
less so. It's more so like a particularly large square chamber, and the rocks are embedded in the ground in a pathway from the entrance to this statue, and then towards the back it does kind of branch off into a couple of other rooms, but it's more like a big long empty chamber to begin with, where it's just trying to direct you to things at the front before you have more kind of items on the side, more like a giant kind of T shape. So you walk in along this pathway, there's a statue there, and then there's other things, more like alcoves on the side at the ends.
Did the acolyte, he didn't already give me his name, did he?
No, he didn't.
I asked him his name.
Yes, I'll be Barry Stonecutter. Super exciting, I know.
Barry
So nice.
Stonecutter. Let's write that down. We need to really make sure we know that one for later.
So nice to meet you, Barry. And I'm very carefully holding my statue with one hand, and with the other hand, I like vigorously shake his hand, and I'm like, please tell me everything you know about this temple and about these stones, and immediately.
Right. Well, this is as far as we can tell, he is one of the oldest of the dwarven gods in the dwarven pantheon here. This temple has been in use and operation for at least the last 500 years of living memory, but we suspect that it's substantially older because we cannot physically find the makers of the temple. So we're suspecting that we may be the third or fourth grand generation occupying this space. There does seem at some point to have been a fire that's come through and ruined most of the records, but we've gone backwards and we're writing it in stone again as it's supposed to be. So we've got a bit of a gap in the history where somebody at some point decided to go to paper records, but we're back in stone, so we're more on top of it.
I love that little tidbit of history. That's so cool.
You could paper.
As a player. Hell yeah.
I loved it as well. And
You can see some of the other fire damage on the outside side of the town, the buildings that aren't made of stone too. But hopefully we're gonna we're going to liven up the town a little bit, get a little bit more vigor in the population, get more people back in, and get the temple thriving soon. So, looking forward to it. You and your mother there are gonna help a lot, I hope. And if you yourself are particularly interested in Jasper, then you can take your little friend there and call upon him whenever you need any guidance there with your stone. Potentially, if you're shaping it in future, we are looking to, in the grand scheme of things, get the stone cutting part of the temple back up and running, along with facilitating an extension to the mine in the hopes that we can find a little bit more, dig a little deeper. That's our plan.
Not too quickly or too deeply, right?
Capitalism in this town is using pantheons to emphasize their trade. Jesus Christ. Do we hate? What level of capitalism is this? God.
This is beyond the end of late stage capitalism where we don't really understand what's going on anymore. Because there was a fire and we have no records.
Matt, are you suggesting we introduce communism?
How do I use the statue to call for guidance?
You will set up your own little shrine in whatever place is available to you, add your collections of stones, and look internally for guidance from Jasper.
I love that, like, you just lit up when when your collection of stones. He clearly knows you. He knows who you are. You are seen.
You also
love Barry.
now have a. You also now have a project, something to do with all these stones you've collected.
I mean, besides the rock fights, obviously.
I know. I'm now. I was
I
thinking
assume the
about how
pretty
the
ones
rock
aren't
fights
used for
come
rock
in
fights.
with the statue.
I wonder if Jasper is pro rock fight or not.
Probably. Why wouldn't he be?
Anything that stimulates the economy is okay, I think.
He's not a of capitalism, guys.
I now would love Luna to become like
A
some
cleric?
a cleric of Jasper.
I was actually thinking about asking if they have a job, but then I would have to leave the circus, and I don't know if I want to leave my family, and then it's like I'm
No.
campaign. So, like, honestly, I did go there.
evangelical cleric type of thing, you know?
I don't know what that is.
Like you go out with the circus, you convert people to see Jasper's ways of the stone.
Luna gets caught in a robbery somewhere, and it's like, "Oh, I'm just here to tell you about our Lord and Savior Jasper."
And they immediately leave.
Oh my god, I love it, and I love that she would be horrible at it. I'm gonna think about that. But in this moment with Barry, going back to that, and him telling me how to use the statue and create my shrine, I'm gonna like start to tear up as he's like talking about the shrine and my rock collection. I'm just gonna start to like go for the embrace and like pull him in for a hug and be like, "Oh my god, thank you so much. Oh my god, this is gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to build my shrine. Thank you."
You're welcome, child. It's not that. I'm so glad that you feel like you have found a true deity who speaks to you. Actually, why don't you wait right here and I will come back with some literature. I do actually have some stuff written on paper, so I'm gonna go get that. I'll get you a little pamphlet and I'll be right back. And he like races off to like this section at the back to come back with a
Thank you.
So, are you telling me that Helios is away? The first week Helios is away, Luna joins a cult. That's what's happening.
Strong, okay? He's just a stone cutter. It's not him. I'm the one probably taking it a bit far. All right.
As you
Luna becomes the leader of a cult. Luna starts the cult.
your mom, having seen this interaction, is, darling, don't you think this is a bit much here? We've pursuing some other items, or is this something you're taking a particular interest in?
Aren't you interested, Mum? This is amazing. This place is so cool. And Barry's so nice. Look at my statue.
He does
Oh, yeah,
indeed.
Barry Stonecutter,
seem
definitely a real name.
He does seem lovely, dear. But my concern is that you are undertaking plenty of tasks at the circus, and this might just be a little bit much for you.
I'll keep that in mind. I thank you. I'll just read the. I'll just take the literature. I don't want to be rude now. Barry's been so kind to me, and I'll keep it in mind. But I'm definitely still coming back. I want to see this place again before we leave.
Okay.
Luna trying to figure out where in her schedule of rock fights she can fit praying to her new god in.
Yeah. Well, perhaps then, darling, I might hold on to your statue. I will put it in my bag so that you don't accidentally drop it in your figure.
Okay, please. Do we have something we can wrap it in, like so for safekeeping?
She reaches into her bag and pulls out like a really long kind of almost clown-like scarf.
That's where that went.
Right. Not the
She
piece
is
of
from the
item I had
circus.
intended for, but this seems to do. And it's like meters of like scarf tied together.
I'm like very carefully wrapping it until it's like so ridiculously huge. It looks like I could have swaddled a baby. Like it's absurd.
I
I'm
think
like-
this will be quite safe, don't you?
I do. Thank you so
Excellent.
much.
And she
Mum.
like
I really
puts it,
appreciate
or somehow makes the bag that she has the opening even larger to like put it in there for closing it. As you see Barry like racing back. I'm glad you're still here. I was a little bit expecting you to run away, but here you go. Here's a pamphlet for you.
Thank you so
yeah.
much.
So all
Why would
about,
I run away?
Well, some people aren't as passionate, and he kind of like looks towards your mother, as others
I know you-
might be in regards to Jasper and the enlightenment that stone brings to one's life.
Well, you and I have that in common, and I really appreciate you sharing the literature with me, and I can't wait to read about it later.
Certainly. Well, you guys have a grand time. Thank you. He turns to your mother again. Thank you so much for bringing your events here. Certainly going to help. Probably make this a bigger event, more interest this year. One can only hope. At least we've got one person interested, right? One more member for the church. Temple. Yeah.
I have a friend I think is really going to like this. His name's Driver. You're going to love him. I think he's going to be really keen as well. I'm going to share the pamphlet with him too.
Excellent. We don't have any limits on the people arriving, so if they can't read, we're welcome to teach them as well. Just if that
That's
happens to
good.
be an issue.
Damn, that
is
seems
perfect.
very highly specific.
I'm so glad you said that because actually it would make sense if he couldn't read. But I'm not sure. I don't want to jump to conclusions. But yes, I think that would be valuable.
Certainly not making any assumptions on my part either. I hope you're having a grand time with Dwairu.
Thank you. I will. And I hope you have a really nice rest of your day. And I will see you so soon.
Right? And you guys get like ushered out of the temple. Yes.
Did Luna mention Dwyer's name just out of
Yeah.
curiosity?
100%. I would have specifically been like, my friend Dryru is going to love this place. 100%.
Okay.
But
Cool.
it wasn't. But she didn't say that he was illiterate. So how does he know?
That's just
BBG.
discrimination against carny folk.
He could have been thinking of me in reality. I mean, I was acting pretty crazy. So, not a big jump.
Maybe they just assume that people who are into Jasper have rocks for brains.
I just want to have an NPC moment and just be like walking outside and about and around and just be like, this marble temple, it would have been better if it was sandstone, I believe. That's where I come from. It's so much better. But I also want to. I want to know if I could spot this little furry thing that you've been cooking up.
Well,
The Pipwick's been cooking up.
at what opportunity, when he was trying to get it to go out and see on what adventure Luna was happening to be taking, or?
I think that he might have just been like, I mean, as I said, I think that Leonardo was kind of just like wandering the streets, just seeing what people were doing in this town, gauging whatever the fuck. But then I think he
carnival setup.
like seeing something scurry across his vision type of is what I would expect.
Sure. So can I get a perception check then from you at disadvantage because you don't know what you're looking for?
Okay.
Not that big a thing, man.
I got a natural 20 and a 17, so 19.
19. Okay. So
I want to know.
So while you don't see Pipwick engage with it, with whatever this creature is, you do happen to notice that for a stone temple that doesn't seem to have a lot of use, there's some rats around.
Okay. In the old town with rats. Not very nice, but hey, they tried to exterminate it with the fire, I guess. You can see the burn marks all over this place. Okay.
10 out of 10 reason for the village fire is because they were trying to exterminate a bunch of rats. One person and a spider. Ah!
In before they're
Poison's not
invasive
working. What's
species.
next? Loads flamethrower.
Yeah. Cool. So, Luna, as you're making your way back, darling, I would like to support this new interest of yours, but I am still somewhat concerned that on your return visit to the temple later, that you might feel encouraged to remove some of the other pretty items that are there. So I might hold on to your new gift until we leave. So that just in case, because we don't want to damage any of our relations with this town. I'm going to keep it safe. He's going to be in Cubit. Cubit will keep hold of him the whole time.
No, but I want to set up my shrine. I'm going to be focusing on that. I don't need anything else. I just want to talk to Barry and I want to find out more. I'm not there to take anything. And at best, I would just look at stuff, okay? I'm not going to take anything. That's such a mean assumption.
Darling, you could not take your eyes off that black stone from before.
It was such a cool stone, Mom.
Yes, and I would like it very much to remain a cool stone that everyone can see in that temple.
And so would I. and I want my statue so I can set up my shrine, okay? This is like...
Well, why don't we set up a whole shrine within Cubit and then you can get it later?
This isn't making sense, okay? I just told you I'm not going to do anything. And you can, like, Driver will come with me. He'll supervise, and then I won't take anything, and you can be reassured that it's going to be fine.
Madam, please. Dwairu, as
I will say, you're playing like the teenage mama. Doesn't make sense.
Brilliant.
if
So, what is
anything,
Cubit?
Cubit being the gelatinous cube that takes care of most of the rubbish in town. So for stone items, he would be able to hold on to them without any issue, but he would also be difficult to get something out of.
I'm sorry, hang on. You literally suggested a trash compactor for my statue. That is unacceptable. It is disgusting.
Do not refer to Cubit as a trash compactor. That's so rude.
Is Cubit from the town or is Cubit from
Cubit
the
is
circus?
part of the circus. Cubit
Okay.
he goes around the circus and collects people's like local food scraps and food wastage and other things that are like biodegradable that could break down. You put them in your gelatinous cube friend who's there like cleaning up. He's part of the cleanup crew.
That fucker's taking my job. Getting all the
D&D
food scraps.
Robovac.
Hell yeah, that's brilliant. I love that.
Would this this argument be happening like out in town where?
Yes, as they're making their way back to where the circus is being set up.
Okay.
Mom, I'm not a child anymore, okay? I'm like at least 19, and that statue is
You're
mine.
110.
Yes, darling,
And-
you're 110.
Doesn't matter, okay? That's even more to my point. All right? It's really not okay for you to take my things and just be like, I'm gonna put them in the trash cupid, okay?
Please
Just
stop
for now.
referring to Cubit
Yes,
as a
Maggie.
trash-related item. We are aware that he has a job. He and Dwairu have the same intelligence, madam. And you were going to use Dwairu as the person who was going to keep you in line next time you visited that temple.
Okay,
Why
fine. What about Pickwick?
Yes, 100% take Pickwick. You could also have Dwairu there, but I just cannot see him as being a
He's my
positive
friend, Mum.
influence of you. Yes.
He's my
And
friend.
I'm
He's
expecting
my
you to
friend.
be a positive influence on him.
I feel like I have a positive influence on him.
Pipwick
I'm
would
gonna share
probably
the trash
just
picture
enter the
with you.
conversation like unseen and just be like, I also don't want to take responsibility for her.
And I'd just like to point out, Dwairu has 7 more intelligence than a cube.
That is a general gelatinous cube, not Cubit. I have stats for Cubit.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are the stats for Cubit?
No. I'm not telling you Cubit's
Just
stats.
the intelligence.
No.
I need to know if this is accurate or not.
We're gonna meet Cubit.
The fuzzy birds tell me you joined a cult.
Pickwick?
All right. Yes, I'm gonna leave the
Why
two of
you-
you together.
No,
I will be heading back.
hang on. No, you won't, because you agreed if Pipwick comes with me, that therefore you give me the statue. So can I
No,
please
I
have my
did not
statue
agree
back?
to that at all.
How
I
big
see.
is the statue?
It was like hand size, like it can be just in your hand.
Can I try and sleight of hand it off her mum?
No, because they swallowed it like a baby and put it in the bag.
Is it a bag of holding?
It does seem to be a bag of holding, yes.
Oh my
No,
god.
it's a normal bag that carries like 50 meters of scarves.
It's a handy haversack, to be specific.
A tiny purse that her mum really likes, like a name brand purse, but it's
Yeah.
just go.
Yeah.
I don't
She
question it.
might be the classiest person in the circus, but she's still living and working in a circus.
I
Sounds
just-
like you and your mum aren't getting along at the moment.
Hang on. You just didn't even take my side right now. You've not been helpful. Mum, hang on. Just wait 1 second, please. Can you please talk to me about this? This is not fair. It's not cool. Can you please give me back my statue? I will not go back to the temple unattended. I will go with Pipwick or whoever you like. Please do not put my new statue in Cubit, please.
What's wrong with putting it in Cubit? Cubit can't do any damage to stone.
It's not about the damage. It's about it's a special statue. It's going to be in my shrine,
we'll
and
keep
then
it
it's going to be
wrapped.
all gelatinous and like it's not nice.
I'll look after it.
I would really feel more confident that our relationship with the temple will remain in good standing if I hold on to it. Just for a couple of days. It's 3 more days and then we're out of here. And then, you know what? I'll help set up an entire side of your caravan to be your new temple. In fact, and then we'll make a large donation to the temple as well.
That's really nice, but also like Barry loved me. The temple is like it's going to be great. We had a great relationship straight away. So I don't think it's very
Barry
fair
loved
to
me.
imply that I'm going to negatively affect our relationship with the temple. That's really unrealistic.
Look, darling, if I trust you with this and it goes awry, we can never come back here. You will never be able to see the stone god Juniper ever again. It's not going to be a...
Jasper, Mum, see? I already care about coming back here more than you do. It's fine. I am not going to do anything bad.
How confident are you that you can stop Dryru from being obsessed with the stone and taking it? If you were to introduce him to the temple.
Pipwick will make sure that nothing happens. And I
Pipwick?
I don't want to take responsibility for this.
I-
You're
You inserted yourself into this, Pipwick. You chose this. You got in here and you didn't take my side. So now
trying to get the statue.
responsibility. The first thing you said was nasty, and I know that. Okay, don't be giving me this. Okay, it's meaningless.
He's just trying to show you the gun show.
What guns?
Is the gun show like really a show if I have to look all the way down?
Oh!
Right. Why
I
don't
think that's slightly racist.
You know what, darling? Why don't you resolve this with a rock fight, and you can talk later?
No, wait, Mum, no, don't go.
Nero was
You
gonna
just
give you
had to
all
give me
these
the
shiny
statue.
rocks, and now
Just wait. No, she was just about to give me the statue. Thank you, Mum. Thank you.
No, I'm really not, darling.
and for that
Mom!
comment, boss lady who happens to be Luna's mother, here are some shiny rocks. I'm sure she would have liked that can also go into Cubit.
Lovely, thank you. A larger collection for Cubit. This is wonderful.
How's them apples looking up at you? You'll find a rat in your caravan tonight.
I couldn't care less. It would be nicer to be around a rat than to be around you.
Oh, holy shit. Lunar's coming in with the absolute roasts.
On that note, Pipwick would like to do a 180 and a huff and just walk away with a cloud of smoke billowing behind him.
Yeah.
Is that the alchemist fire
and
singeing
you
your
see
coat,
that
or?
Mira is also heading off towards the
As Mum turns around and starts to walk away, I'm going to try and slide a hand.
the bag, or the whole bag, or the.
I think I should just try and take the bag. It'll be easier than trying to get the statue.
Okay, cool. Make a sleight of hand check.
At a meta level, I just want to say something, Morgs. The last time you argued this fervently with the DM, you killed most of us.
This time, I'm not getting anyone killed, okay? This is low stakes, and I got a 19.
19. Yeah. So you manage to swipe the bag, and as you go to grab it, you realize, like, you had that bag, and you realize that's a duplicate, not your mother at all.
What? I'm sorry, a duplicate of my mother's bag?
No, a duplicate of your mother. She made a complete copy of herself at some point during the conversation and dipped.
That fucking bitch!
Bro, he's a
Oh my
trickster
God.
cleric. Confirmed.
Oh my god, I'm furious. I'm so
Mastermind.
furious. I'm gonna cast Magic Stone and start throwing rocks at Pipwick as he walks away.
Okay.
You can't see me anymore. I'm
No,
gone
you
too.
haven't gone that far.
Make a stealth check, Pipwick.
That is a 16.
And can I get a perception check from you, Luna, to see if you can spot him?
Yes, you can. Oh, 22.
22. She does spot you. You do manage to spot the edge of the smoke billowing into the crowd, and you spot him between the legs of other people that are starting to mill about.
I start running. I need to take out my anger. I'm fuming, and I'm casting Magic Stone.
I feel like just like Leonardo's just an NPC that kind of pops in every so often. So I just want to like kind of self and say, "Oh, Helena!" And she just runs across.
Come on, girl, busy. And I got a 23 to hit.
Okay, I believe that hits, doesn't it? Pipwick?
Yes, of course it does. Luna?
That was a 7 damage.
Luna? I understand that you are
You
up.
nasty, nasty little gnome.
I
She
understand
got
that
you with the
you're up.
alliteration.
But when we left, I am the one who was owed an apology, not you. I don't appreciate having stones thrown at me.
Excuse me?
I cast Infestation on Luna.
Oh, okay. Dwyru, you also hear the beginnings of a kerfuffle happening somewhere nearby. You're aware that stone fights are semi-regular around here, but you're also in the security team, so you should banjo your way in that direction.
Yes, I'm going to head to wherever I'm hearing noise from.
I don't know why I turned into the sun
Make a
really quick.
Constitution saving throw, Morgs.
What? Sorry?
A Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Why do we have so much PvP, guys?
I got 13.
You are covered in a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites that move you away from me.
Ooh, oh,
And you
wait.
take... Let me see, where's my... You take 3 points of poison damage, and as my insects drag you away from me, I pick up a rock and cast Minor Illusion on it to make it look like your precious statuette, and then Eldritch Blast it. Flip you the bird and walk away.
I'm like screaming the whole time, and I'm like thrashing, and I'm scratching myself.
Have I spotted this yet?
I'm gone.
Yes.
I'm
so
out.
you now have walked towards Luna, who's covered in these tiny bugs and just scratching and screaming and fuming and so many different levels of mad.
Oh my god, I'm going to immediately like move to her and start trying to get all the bugs and stuff off her, being like, what happened? What on earth happened?
Cool. How long does it last for, Pat?
Sorry?
How long does it last for? Is it 1 minute or concentration?
1 moment. It just says duration instantaneous, so I assume until it's dissipated.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, but by the time that you finish getting all the way to Luna, you do start to see that it's starting to abate. There's less bugs and all that. She's managing to squish and flick off and move away those that she needs to.
Seeing that she's clearly distressed, I will help remove anything that is still there. I think would be my first action.
Why did you put some? I know that this is a rock fight, but I didn't think you used bugs as well. What the hell is this?
This isn't me. I just heard a kerfuffle and came over and thought there might be something happening.
It was
I thought I'd have to break out my
bloody
loot, but
Pipwick, okay? And it was
Pipwick?
not fair
And was
fighting
around.
or a rock fight, okay?
Oh, he didn't want the rock fight. That
Yeah,
seems a bit
He's
extreme.
never been a fan of the rock fight, huh?
I think he is. I think he is, okay? I think he likes them. He wins a lot, okay? You really, like, this, okay. I don't actually have the time for this. My mum took something of mine, it's really not cool. And Draru, there's a really cool
What'd your
temple,
mum
and I'll
take?
talk about it later. But anyway, I need to go and actually calm down for a bit, okay?
Okay, do you want to do that and then we can go take back whatever your mum took?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, you seem to be bug free, so if you want to go calm down, why don't I take you to your rock collection and then you can come and get me whenever you're ready for that?
I burst into tears at the thought of my rock collection, and I'm just like, I'm gonna beat my shrine today.
I don't know if I've done good or done bad, so I'm just going to kind of pick her up and start walking towards the rock collection.
Yeah, so you pick up Luna, who is sobbing, like absolutely distraught, and like clings to you desperately, maybe searching your pockets for more rocks, but just desperately like clinging to you in her distress as you walk her back towards the caravan that she normally shares with Helios, and the rock collection that is therein contained.
I just
We'll
like
knock
lay
on the
down.
caravan when we get there.
Just want to lay down in my rocks.
Yeah, there's no one there, and you can pretty much immediately open the door, and Luna crawls in towards her bunk, which is like covered in rocks around it, and just pulls them into her. It just continues to sob.
Yeah. Thanks, Trevor.
Anytime, boss. Hope you feel better soon.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go get back to making sure nothing else bad happens.
Okay. If you see Pipwick, can you please kick him for me?
I don't know if that's in my contract, but I'll do something.
Thank you. You're a good friend.
Bye.
Cool. So with that, you head back out to the kind of like the main setup where people are milling around the main where the big top is being put up and kind of finally established. You do see Mira moving through, just kind of directing people and setting things up, and not far behind her, you do see Cubit, which is the gelatinous cube that picks up the rubbish as people kind of mill about, trying to steer himself
And that
incredibly
bastard
slowly
always taking my leftovers.
around. This is mostly stuff you wouldn't eat, or you shouldn't eat. You know you
I was gonna
shouldn't
say.
eat.
Do I though?
Maybe.
Does Dwyer just see like a bowl of jelly moving along the floor? Like,
It's a large cube, 5 feet by 5 feet, and within it you can see a number of like things that it's picked up. There's a couple of gold and silver coins that seem to have been dropped by somebody at some point. There is a decaying rat in there, and there are other
Whoever
bits
has-
of refuse in this cube that probably were food at one time, and also looks like a number of like tent pegs that have been picked up from people have failed to like collect them before this cube has rolled through, because they don't move very fast at all.
I have.
Dwyer has 100% tried to lick the cube at some
I
point.
was gonna say, should Dwyer make an edible check? But I also feel the need to ask one of mine? Question mark.
No.
Okay, cool.
I definitely would have teased Dwairu with, oh, hey, do you want my leftovers? I have this extra drumstick that I'm not that. Oh,
Absolutely.
And I've thrown it directly into the
To
gelatinous
cube it.
cube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
100% Dwyer would have just reached in.
Cool. So you're aware that Cubit is pretty
Is not
spicy.
tasty.
Yeah, pretty spicy. Tries to eat you back kind of energy.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
Do we have any clerics or anything in the circus?
Well, within the circus, there is clerics and healers on standby for events going horribly wrong, immediate injuries, and those kind of things. But you wouldn't have somebody who is particularly high ranked. You just have kind of low level.
Okay.
I am considered a fire marshal if that's what you're after.
Leo, it's been a day. Shut up. Pipwick would go and have the outrageous 7 points of damage healed from him, as it's almost half of his full health.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, would you want me to heal that? I can also do that.
No, but I don't want you to expend your spell slots. I'd rather use an NPC.
Okay.
Yeah. So Katie is the cleric that's on duty there. She's rather disheveled, mousy brown hair, human, who's just really not got the time of day. As people keep like running in with like OH&S level injuries, and she's just like, you. All right, get out of here. Like, I'm done. Anything she can get away with a smaller spell slot to do, she'll do. If it's more exciting, like she's more involved, but she's just not interested in anything. And it's like, yeah.
It's this like the school admin office giving you an ice pack for every single injury,
Yeah.
and ice pack and maybe a band-aid.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you have a headache, ice pack. You bruise your knee, ice pack. Ooh, broken leg, ice pack.
As someone who is now quite the peddler of shiny stones, would she be familiar with me and like possibly have done trading of like healing stones or anything like that?
Was she certainly familiar with the frequency at which rock fights happen and you happen to be nearby? But yeah, she knows who you are, but she doesn't necessarily have positive things to say about you. Not negative ones either, but like just.
I'm not a troublemaker. I'm just like, look, it's
You've had that
been a
conversation
day.
a million times. No, I swear, I'm not the troublemaker here.
Yeah, you're just another victim of the troublemaker, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you probably know that everyone is coming through with pebble injuries.
Normally I'd say a bloodstone to make me look cute again, but just make the pain go away.
Yep. The huge. There you go.
Yeah, and I like drop a bloodstone on her table and walk out with my almost half my hit points re-healed.
You deserved it.
We'll see about that. And I'd like to go pick up my furry companion again.
Yeah,
She
your
did-
furry
she did-
companion.
She did roll really well for the damage. I would
A
put
good roll.
that out there.
Yeah,
Shouldn't have happened at all.
your furry
PPP.
companion, your initial furry companion makes their way back to you. Just to switch across to Luna, as you're lying in your bunk, almost getting that like resolve back. It's not so overwhelming, the grief of loss here, surrounded by your stones. Like, you don't necessarily need the other one to have like a small shrine to Jasper. You suspect you could just start making a shrine of stone and you could get like halfway there, right? That could be fine. You spot pretty much exactly where you'd want to start setting up a shrine in the corner, like clear out that shelf. You spot a rat staring at you.
Oh, hey, buddy.
He's just staring.
Because I normally do my act like as a druid with the show. I'm always taming weird animals and stuff and talking to them. So I'm not scared of him. And I start showing him my rocks, and I'm like, "Do you like this one? This one's got a really cool."
You don't really understand where this incredibly beautiful, like tiger eye stone, it holds up with two hands, then puts it in its mouth and dashes for the door.
I lunge for this one. I've gone from like sad to like outraged, desperate immediately.
Can I get a dexterity check from you as you attempt to dive off the bed towards this rat and grab it?
Yes.
For the love of God, don't kill him.
Only 12. I only got a 12.
Yeah. Cool. So you catch just the tail slipping over your fingers as this rat dashes to the doorway, and you've put a rat-shaped hole in the door, ready for any critter to come join you, and it just straight out.
I get up and I immediately start running after it.
Cool. You race over, fling the door open, race down the stairs. Can I get a perception check to scan the area to see if you can see it?
Yes. Yes, 22.
22.
Damn!
Fucking the rolls today.
You catch it making its way towards the big top, where the med tent is attached to the back of it.
I am like full speed ahead, absolutely giving it everything. Not another stone can be lost today.
Yeah, cool.
Was this one of her stones that was taken, or was this just a
No,
new
this
stone?
is a new stone. Cool. So you are racing after this creature as it's trying to dip and weave between people, and people are trying desperately to get out of your way and figure out what's going on as you're like pushing past. I am going to see if I can make a stealth roll. If you wouldn't mind making a secondary perception check.
Okay.
Oh my god.
20! That's a 24.
Nice. Yeah. So you see as the rat tries to like race up the side of the healing tent and like hide on the roof there. But you have an opportunity before it gets to a point higher than you that you could grab it.
I'm definitely going to try and grab it.
Can I get you to make an unarmed strike for me, just to...
Yes. That will be an 18.
So that hits. Can I get a contested strength roll to see if you can grapple this rat?
Oh, I'm not that strong.
I mean, neither is a rat.
Right.
I got an 11.
Cool. Yep, that would be a 9. So you now have a struggling rat in your hands with this beautiful tiger eye stone.
I'm like muttering to myself like quite loudly about anger about the rat and like my stones and my statue and this day just not going my way, but I am going to turn it around. And I pull it into my chest so that I'm like controlled it, and then with one hand I'm going to try and take the stone.
Yeah.
Do I see this happen?
Yes, as you're coming out of the tent and collecting your other rat, you see that Luna now has your rat grasped in hand and is trying to wrest the stone from it.
Don't do that. You're gonna hurt Brienne.
I would never hurt Brienne. I'm being incredibly careful, but she's not cooperating, and she took this from my caravan.
No, that was an addition to your caravan, and it's supposed to be for people who make amends when they do something wrong.
How can you know it's an addition to my caravan?
Because it was from me.
So, when did you put it there?
When did you put it in my collection?
The rat!
You made the rat?
No,
You
I
made
the rat. The rat is a friend of mine, and even when it is a rat, no means no, and she very clearly doesn't want to be held.
And I thought you were stealing from my caravan. Okay, this is clearly a miscommunication. I'm sorry, Brienne, but like you don't give a gift people and then take it back. That's not how it works.
Firstly, I said there'd be a rat in your caravan. Secondly,
when did you say that? I don't even remember that.
He did say that.
In game time, probably a couple hours ago. In real life, it was about half an hour ago. Secondly, it was there on the presumption that you would apologize, which you didn't.
That's so manipulative to be like, you can have this if you do this. That's really not okay.
That is our whole relationship, Luna.
As you guys are doing this, you watch as Katie sticks her head out of the tent and goes, not the two of you again. Separate or far away from here. Don't need rock drama anywhere near the healing tent.
I take Brienne off.
No. I am like carefully holding her. I say, "I'm sorry, Kate, we'll go." And I like gently show to people like, "You can't take Brienne right now. We're having a conversation, and this is not over."
I
And I
feel
start
like Brienne would react. I'm just putting that out there. But I'm also going to pick up Rat Damon off the floor.
Do I
put him
hear
on my
this commotion
shoulder.
that's happening?
Yes, particularly once Katie is like, clear out, go off.
I will make my way over for however much time that is worth.
I'm just going to start walking away, but I have my hand out waiting for Brienne to return to me.
I'm like following, so I'm doing what Kate wanted, but I'm not handing Brienne over yet. And I'm just telling Brienne, like, "I'm sorry, can you just give me a minute, please? I just want to have this conversation."
You're talking
I
to
don't
the
want to be
rat?
mean. Yes, I'm talking to the rat.
Cool. Can I get a contested strength roll from you and the rat, please?
Okay.
Stand by, I need to get her stats up.
12.
Honestly, it may still win. It's a rat. Yeah, that's a 2.
Now who's got the gun show?
Oh yeah.
All I'm
Only
saying
time
is,
I'm gonna
I'm
win.
very friendly with all of the rats around town, and if you want to be friends with them, doing what you're doing is not going to resolve that.
You do seem to have put the rat in a bit of distress here.
I don't like that, and I would look down at Brienne and I would feel really bad. And I would put her down. But I maintain your behavior is not okay, and you need to apologize to me. It's not alright.
I pick up Brienne off the floor and put her on my other shoulder. And I say, "You're perfectly okay with creatures of this size, but you seem to be off with creatures of this size," and point to myself. This isn't something to be made fun of. I really attest to that. Historically, in sessions past, I have attested to that. That did not sit okay with me. Did I overreact by covering you with insects? Maybe. Did I have to show you your statue and blow it up? No. But you started this, and you need to accept responsibility for it. And then, I would like to make a sleight of hand check, and hopefully it bodes well in my favor, with a 19.
What is
And
your passive
then-
perception, Luna?
My passive perception is 14.
Cool.
And then you'll get this tiger eye back, and I'm holding the stone that you thought you were holding, and I'm walking away.
Stop trying to manipulate me, bro. This is not okay. Like, I'm staring at the stone, but also I'm like trying to really hold my resolve. I think maybe there has been more than one overreaction here today. There's more than one party that needs to apologize, and you just walking around and trying to like manipulate me is not okay.
I've already taken responsibility for my overreactions, but you have not.
You didn't apologize.
Did I have to?
It would be nice if you did.
Yes. Maybe once you apologize for discriminating against people who are short. I'm still walking away.
This is just getting
Have I caught up at this point?
Yeah, you can catch the end of this conversation here. And I imagine you wouldn't be that far away either, Leonardo, if you're just meandering through. You would have heard more of a kerfuffle.
I shout out because he's like going further away. I'm sorry. I was upset and I shouldn't have said that. And then I turn and walk away in the other direction.
You feel a rock hit you on the back of the head.
I don't even stop.
You should, it's the tiger eye.
Yes, I immediately shout, "That one wasn't me."
And you see this cool piece of tiger eye stone that's now on the ground.
I shout out to Dwairu, "That's for her, and consider it my apology. I'm sorry for covering you with insects."
And
Copy that. I run for the stone and then run after Luna with it.
I like call out, "You're sorry for that."
And blowing up a fake version of a statue that I tried to take control of so I could give it back to you. But I don't know if you processed that because you were already angry. Which is a lot to communicate while shouting, but it's happening.
Yeah, Dwyer,
As I catch up to
everybody
Luna.
around you is yelling it.
As I come up to Luna, I just say exactly what Pip said back to her.
Shout
This is
it.
the tone, which was his apology for. Fuck me, I should have taken notes on that. For the first thing,
not
and
what
then
Lyra
for doing a thing with a statue where he made a fake statue and blew it up, and the other third thing he said. But he said, "This is his sorry," and I hand you the Tiger Stone.
Thank you, Dryru.
Anytime.
I
Do you
would
want me
take
to
this
go bring
stone.
him a stone now?
No, thank you.
After catching up with Rat Damon in my ear, I would like to go to the chapel this eve.
Yeah. Cool. So like later in the day, or like immediately from the situation.
Well, I know that Luna was planning to go back later that night. I'd
Okay.
probably go a little bit earlier than that, so that if she does go back, I'm already there.
Cool. So it's starting to hit twilight and dusk. Then just like the long dusk, early evening kind of hours. You make your way. Are you taking anyone with you as you go?
I'll bring Leo along.
Don't need a security detail.
Yeah. So
I think I assumed that you were going to come with Luna, but also that you're just looking after her. So, yeah.
cool. And Luna, are you actually intending to go to the chapel again?
I am, but first I would like to go and see Kate and also heal, because also I did take a little bit of damage and it would be good to get that healed.
Yeah, Kate has no time for you, and as soon as you arrive, she just basically slaps you, and you're healed. Just be like, get out of here, no more problems. But the
Kate,
first...
I just have one question. I'm really sorry. I know you're so good at your job. I want to ask, how hurt can you get if you touch Cubit?
Very hurt. Yeah, look, it's not a small amount of damage. Okay, touching Cubit, not that big deal. Getting inside Cubit, big deal. Don't do that. Don't get inside Cubit. Cubit is there to basically remove all of the rubbish. If you need something from Cubit, I would talk to your mother about getting Cubit to expel it.
What happens when Cubit expels something? Like, is there... I don't know much about gelatinous cubes, but is there a way that they have like a reaction where they just automatically expel stuff, like out of fright or something?
I'm not an expert in gelatinous cubes. I'm an expert in damage and like getting it fixed.
Okay. Is there anyone
Don't
here
trip
who
and
is...
fall from a high thing and land in Cubit. It's not a good idea. No, it wasn't the first time, the second, or the third time. People in this circus are insane.
I'd
Buy all three.
I'd love the day that Katie goes to hit someone and has run out of spell slots and just hits them.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I've got to hold on to some things for the big show, Grand Night. Get out of here.
Okay, thanks, Kate. I'll keep Dryru away from Cubit. Thank you.
I like that you like.
You better, because he wasn't even one of the people I was thinking about.
You wasn't? How was he not?
He should be top of the list.
This place. Anyway, just please.
Okay, I'm going.
I love our version of Bobble and the Goblin. It's Cubit. The gelatinous cube.
Katie just really needs a mental health day.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And then I would go back to find Dryru and I would ask him when his shift ends so I can take him to the temple. And then on the way, I would talk to him about Cubit.
You're the boss. My shift ends when you say let's go.
Let's go then.
Okay.
Cool. So then you're not very far at all behind the Pipwick and Leo as they make their way towards the temple. And you
Temple earlier today. What do you want to do here?
Look at some big rocks and make sure that human sacrifices aren't on their cult lists.
Ooh, human sacrifices. I haven't dealt with that for years.
No, well, desperate times call for desperate measures, and the town's in decline.
Okay.
This
I
wasn't a
decided-
horror one-shot that I was running, I like to make clear. Cool.
No.
So you arrive at the temple, and because of all the business with the circus, he has the gates are still open, the doors are still open, and there are actually a couple of people starting mill about, and you see that he is talking to one of the dwarves that usually works in the circus, somebody you've seen around in one of the other details, probably the smithy for you guys, is there kind of having a discussion with I wrote his name down earlier, with Barry Stonecutter.
Like how you forgot the generic one.
I can't wait to hit it with some of these ones. So do you think? Have we actually learnt this guy's name yet, or are we just walking in?
Well, I know it from my rat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Would you tell me?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Oh,
I feel like
Gary?
there's a lot
Gary
of
Stonecutter? Do you think that
I'm-
he's at all related to the Dr. Stonecrasher from the Varkenbluff University? That would be a crazy small world.
If I'm bringing you I feel like there's a lot of unspoken subtext between Leo and Pipwick. We're old friends. If I think you need to know it, you know it.
Okay.
It's cool. Okay. Leo.
DM, is he related? Is he related to Stonecrasher?
you're welcome to ask.
Leo. Find out information. Do what you do best.
Yeah.
Make
So,
distractions.
so as
No,
you
but you also talk an obscene amount.
yeah, as you arrive, Barry does glance up in your direction and be like, "Yeah, just a minute," and he kind of wraps up his conversation before heading over to you guys.
Who's just do you have a brief description of the people that he's with at the moment?
Yeah, so
what
the
do they
person
look
he
like?
was currently talking to is a dwarf that works with the smithy of the circus. He's got relatively short, cropped, curly hair, and he's actually trimmed his beard down so that it has one long, chunk coming out the bottom.
Yeah.
It's kind of like mine, but mine is fake.
Yes. He's also he's really going for an interesting look with this. None of this has any hair. It's literally just the thickest soul patch coming out in a long tube, which makes no sense. Everything else is short back and sides. But yeah, he works in the smithy, the blacksmith for you guys, doing odd jobs and shoeing horses and the things that need doing for the circus related things, mostly making pegs.
Yeah,
Yes,
how
I
did
feel like
you
that is
keep having to make new ones?
Yeah.
That seems like an odd thing to be able to have on a traveling circus. Is a forge.
No, it's not. It's a temporary forge, and they have a magic user that comes in to do any of the fire related work that they need if they need to get it hot enough. So most of the time it's bending and shaping smithy rather than blacksmith, doing what they can.
Okay.
It's
It's
a
also
big
really
operation.
handy for repairing weapons and stuff like that.
Um,
Sorry, Morgs, you were going to say something.
yeah.
I just thought that she said shooting horses, not shoeing horses. Why is he shooting horses?
I definitely thought you said shooting horses.
Shoeing.
But
Putting
shoeing
shoes on horses. Putting shoes on horses.
That's weird. Why would you put a leather shoe on a horse?
You never said it was leather. Could be cotton.
Could be cotton. It's the new Nike Air Force Ones. Or whatever the hell the new shoe is or something.
Jordans.
In the just given our recent history with an eldritch horror and its egg, in this main room with all of the pretty stones kind of lined up, particularly the dark one at the end, I would like to cast detect magic.
Yes, you can. Cool. So that's 30 feet, right? So you're making your way around the room. And I will let you know. I'm assuming that it's going to be on for the next bit as conversations happen and you're milling about. Or are you making your way directly down to the statue at the front?
I'm milling about.
Cool.
I want to know where, if there is someone who has magic or magical items, I want to know what's nearby. But mostly I'm concerned with these giant shiny rocks that are definitely not going to be stolen by someone in the party.
Cool. So,
Well,
You-
just like in a meta sense, we know that something is going to get stolen. It's most likely by us. So I feel like I'm like, is it going to be a heist but for just one person? I think that we're going to have to work as a team.
Cool.
Who
So
knows?
you make your way along this path, and you're probably like 15 to 20 feet in by the time Barry's wrapped up his conversation and he makes his way over to the two of you. Hi, you're interested also in our Lord of Stone Cutting and Mining?
Oh, this is going to be difficult to try not to copy your accent. um,
This is why I didn't go with one.
no, mm,
You
Leonardo
can do
Trinity.
it.
Okay, so not particularly, but I was just part of the circus, and I was just wondering what's going on. Hello, my name is Leonardo Trindenwald. What's your name?
It's nice to meet you. My name is Barry Stonecutter. I am one of the high acolytes here. We haven't actually had anything higher than that in a minute, but yes, I am currently in charge of the temple here, and we are very grateful for the circus to come through and give us a helping hand. Stonecutter, yes.
Stonecutter. I feel like I knew a Stone Crusher from Varkenbluff University. Ooh, oh, it's coming back. I can feel it. It's coming back. Um,
This is the
Um,
best part of the night.
Did you do you happen to are you particularly related to this man or any relation at all?
No, not related to the guy at all. I've gone into Irish now, and that's fine. No, the Stone Crushers and Stone Cutters different families. I like there might be some crossover, but there's not a lot there.
Ooh. Mm, mm. Leonardo Trinderwald. Sorry, it's my what I have to do to get back into the character. Uh, it must be some sort of generational. You have come from the family of stone, something like that. Anyway, just a small tidbit that I thought it might be a little bit more interesting. Please, like, what happens here? What are these stones about? I'm not very much a man of materials, but
Well, I guess Crusher or Cutter are two different roles in Dwarven society, so perhaps we're all related in regards to that. But these
is
stones,
he dwarven?
yes,
Is he dwarf?
he's a
Oh,
dwarf.
okay. I'm gonna put that in my notes.
Um,
Those notes that totally
Might be the
exist.
hairstyle, but I just always imagine you're playing an elf.
possibly, although this is I don't know how to see that as particularly elven. Right, so the stones that we have here are a sample of the local stonework that we've got, and to some extent a sample of the works that we've been able to produce coming out of the temple over the last couple of centuries. We have some discrepancy about how old the temple is, but we've been operating for a period of time before the fires, and then we lose a moment, and then we're back at it. So
Oh no.
yes. Well, what are you going to do? There's plenty of fire around for everyone.
Yes, well, the architecture of this place is amazing. I'm sure the magic that you guys used is incredible.
That will be dwarven ingenuity there. There's nothing more than that. That's all that's possibly around.
Um, Dwarven ingenuity, of course, of course.
That I promise that's really all that's done. We can give you all of the architectural diagrams if you so seek. Occasionally, not gonna lie, we do use wood for construction purposes and scaffolding and the like. But yeah, that's all.
And that door, right?
And the door is wood, and you can see it's got wrought ironwork across it as an attempt to like lock it down. And speaking of, you do notice that the door does have kind of a dull magic essence there. You suspect that at some point, when the door locks, there's an arcane lock that attaches to it. And as you make your way towards the statue and you're pointing out the things, there is like a magical aura given off by the statue itself, like a divination kind of aura, divine aura to some extent from this statue. But each of the
that door leads further into the.
So the big wooden door at the front is the one he was pointing. Is the one I was telling you was the arcane lock. At the back there are two doors. One, so as it branches into a T shape, you see on one side is a set of like kind of paneled engravings that contain a bunch of like engraved images of mining and various mining activities, and there's like these incredibly constructed stone marble tools that are like on display as like this is the mining side of what he does. And then on the left hand side, as you've like walked in, there is people that are carving. There's a stone carving of people doing stone carvings of people doing stone carvings, just to like demonstrate like how small and detailed and finesse that they can do. And there are these oversized kind of stone cutting tools made out of marble and stone as an effigy of the other side of this, both the digging of it up and making it into something as kind of on either side of this.
Michelangelos? He was such a great sculptor.
Shut up, Leo.
That doesn't sound like a particularly dwarven name to me, but I believe that most of the people coming through here were dwarven. I can check the stone records and see if any of them were, in fact.
Barry, Basil.
Yes.
Can I call you Basil? Basil.
Sure.
What can you
Basil,
tell me
I
about
like
this, this darker stone at the end here?
That's more of a unique piece. It came out of the mine probably 100 years ago, right before it kind of, wasn't giving as much. But the hopes is that the new, a little bit of extra money, will be able to find a new vein in the mine, and that would be very exciting. But yeah, it's one of the more recent pieces that we have found, and it, interesting, a little bit unidentified, but we think it's simply a gift from
And
Jasper.
speaking as a purveyor of shiny rocks and someone who's somewhat religiously agnostic, how do you offer tribute to your lord Jasper?
By crafting things out of stone or retrieving stone from the earth.
Okay, and what happens when you run out of stone?
We will never run out of stone, not completely.
Well, what happens when you run out of like the rich veins? Like,
Then we will have to get stone from further away, but we can pray a little harder and hope that a vein will appear to us shortly.
and could you perhaps take a would-be convertee on a tour of your convent?
Certainly. There's not a lot really to it, but you're certainly welcome to it. And it's probably at about this point where Luna, you and Dwairu would arrive to see one of the friends from the circus with his terrible beard, and Pipwick and Leo currently talking to Barry at the foot of this statue.
Is it as solid? I feel like it's like I can see the beard, and it's like, but it's that like
Braided?
braided, and it looks really cool in my head.
Okay.
It's really thick.
It's really
Yeah,
thick. It's braided. Fine. It's thick and braided. It looks really cool. It's kind of punk
cool,
rock now.
right?
It's slightly longer on top yet.
I don't need to change the haircut now. I'm just saying.
What's it called? Shavo Adagian from System of a Down.
Actually, possibly. Maybe, but thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you could take me around, I'd love to see the sights, read the literature.
Certainly.
Drop around.
And as he kind of goes to turn around and direct you there, he does catch Luna, and he's like, "Hey, would you like to come join us? We're about to do a tour of the back to see if we might be converting another acolyte here."
Yes, please. And I.
Oh,
on the
I
way
didn't know if there
over,
was an acolyte.
I've told Dryru everything about meeting Barry earlier and all of Stone. And that I've got the pamphlet to read later.
I kind of hushedly whisper to Luna, I trust you. but I feel like I would be doing your mother a disservice if I said, don't touch anything.
I just nod without saying anything.
Okay.
Hey, well,
I desperately want to touch the rock now. I want to be the bad influence.
touch the rock. Touch the rock, Matthew. Touch the rock.
The DM's telling me to. No.
Then that intrusive thought is like smothered by the fact that Leo now knows that Pipwick can cover people in insects.
No, I don't think that I was there for that. I think I missed that.
I cast it on someone else last session.
Yeah.
You were there for the aftermath. You were making comments as I brushed bugs away.
Alright. I didn't know that it was Pipwick though. I don't know.
Right. Well, so just a brief, I guess, overview. This is the main hall. We've got the mining side, and we've got the mining side, and we've got the masonry side. The door over there on the right side of the temple takes you to the library. We are working on transferring all of the library books into stone tablets, just to make that more in line with our vibe. The door here to the left will take you to most of the acolyte spaces, and if we head on through there, we can get a sense of what it is.
Wait, I'm. You're converting books to stone tablets.
Yes, more in line
That
with the
feels
stone
like-
business.
I get that, but
Because of the fire.
no, I do understand that. I do. But like, you could send backup books to other like. It just seems like a waste of stone.
Maybe they have heaps of stone. They're a mining town.
Yo, waste of stone.
What if
the-
stone's cheaper here?
But like,
Is
this
stone
is
cheaper
my
here?
spell book,
Thousand
and I
brief.
pull out my spell book. I couldn't carry this on stone tablets.
Well, perhaps you need to learn less spells then.
Well, so
No, I'm
Jasper
quite
isn't
alright, thank
going
you very
anywhere.
much.
Jasper isn't going anywhere. It doesn't need to be carried anywhere. If full on tablets doesn't matter.
I don't know. I just in the course of human evolutionary history, it feels like we're taking a few steps backwards in that sense.
We
Human
are
evolutionary
simply
history.
preparing to keep it for a much longer time period.
So you're protecting it against fire, but not against drops.
Sorry?
You can stick it back together if you've dropped it from high enough.
Why are you dropping these tablets?
That's a good question.
will
Why are
break
you
your little
dropping my
foot.
tablets?
Also, for you, Pipwick, it wouldn't be that fair of a drop.
Cool.
Then maybe
and,
do it, Leo.
and on that note, before you guys enter the acolyte space at the back of this temple, we might wrap it up for the evening before we get any meaner. And we can jump back in here.
Just
I want to see one of these tablets.
I like how this was supposed to be a one shot, but we've definitely have we even gotten to the premise of where we're supposed to start?
Loz is like away for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
I'm just currently drawing maps as we go in an attempt to be like, well, I guess they've gone over here instead. It's fine.
Hey, yeah. Did you realize that you'd made a penis?
No, I was trying to make a T. It's supposed to be a T shape.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. I like how we have
it has a circular, it has a statue in the middle on one side and then a pickaxe in the middle of the one side, and you gotta walk around it, but then you have it.
There's a big statue in the middle too of that. It's the actual deity of the statue in the middle, and I need to not do that gesture with my hands.
Clear that.
Yes. And on that phallic note, it's nice that we also had like the crisis of friendship arc in the middle of this one shot.
It's okay.
Now I just need to pick out which spell Leo's gonna cop at the start of the next session.
Yeah. Well, you have a whole week to figure that out.
Fireball went
really
really well for him last time.
Hey, and the whole place is made out of stone now, so it's not going to be any issues.
Underway.
Except for the few records they've still got on paper they haven't converted.
They're locked in the library somewhere safe.
One of the spells in contention was Thunderclap. That could be a problem.
Well, I've also got thunder waves. These rocks are going sky high, baby.
I'll prove my book point. Alright,
Are you
I
ready,
gotta go,
Morgan?
guys.
Yes, yeah. Actually, before you go, shout out to your podcast one more time for me.
Finally Press Record podcast available wherever you listen to podcasts. It's unhinged. Protect your sanity.
I heard it's on Hinge. But like,
Unhinged.
that's
Unhinged.
it's an odd way to advertise.
Might be effective.
It's like the old school.
It's funny you say that. I went to a electric go-kart place a couple of months ago now at this stage, and they were doing couples deals if you proved that you were talking to each other on Tinder.
Oh.
They had Tinder date nights
Cool.
where you would get a discount.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
Anyway,
just...
on that tidbit, see you later, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Night.
I'm so invested in this, like so excessively for like what is meant to be a one shot. It's actually absurd. I love this.
It's pretty good.
It's good fun.